Where you from? Delaware? No disrespect to Delaware, but nigga, you from Delaware. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm from LA, nigga.
I'm out Delaware, my niggas is heavy there.
Killer vision.
I'm out Delaware, my niggas is heavy there. 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 Talking they looking for me, them pussies ain't never there.
We got the jizzle in the building, shooters in the background. Let a nigga step Mossberg sitting back down. Once they do the book, fuck niggas, yeah, I'm back now. Let everybody start, bunch of funny niggas fat now. Dope game silly, all these plugs earn the rats now. Free shit nitty, all these frauds want rap now. 20 throwers dukes up, try me to death. Put the G's in your swag, made it cool to rep your set. All my niggas heavy head, play for heavy metal gear. Chest shot to burn his body like Patron the Belvedere. Talk about it in they rap, cause these pussies never there. Real recognize real, I look familiar everywhere. That's why they see me on the TV, banging on my CDs. Getting to that money like I'm bagging up some OZs. Scratching and surviving, now I'm stacking and supplying. Boys flowing through the city and these haters can't deny it.
I'm out Delaware, my niggas is heavy there. 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 Talking they looking for me, them pussies ain't never there.
It's still boss where I come from. Frauds where you be at. I'm on Delaware where pussies don't really be at. I rack the bag that the place is OT at. Live from forklift, them killers don't need ski masks. Shout the dumb city where Boob and KB at. 20 money baby, the dub is where they re at. Project money, the bucket, the 2-6. Bring the shout to KG, plus Grams and Larry Lips. Couple shooters out 40, go to war for me. Yellow with the purple, throw it back, Rob Ori. Most of the monster, 2-knife Esco. Giving out funk work, crab crawl, let's go. We round like the West Coast, talking ain't the topic. Shooting like pool, 8-ball, corner pocket. Airplane mode on you niggas, I'm the pilot. I-95, 302, we get it poppin'.
I'm out Delaware, my niggas is heavy there. 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 I'm out Delaware, my niggas is heavy there.
Where you from? Delaware? No disrespect to Delaware, but nigga, you from Delaware. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm from LA, nigga.
I'm out Delaware, my niggas is heavy there.
This happened just like that. The parade was canceled this year. No 16 fest, nutcrackers, salsa skirts, or boas on shoulders. No body-on-body crimes on the rise. He's going straight for the Keith Hernandez lustache. All Boricuas love their mustache, and he's been nurturing it with all that new shit on IG. Argan oil from Morocco. You ain't gonna play me. So he gets a little bit of separation and bonsai! That Tito Trinidad Coto 14 Loco Super Boricua bonsai! Adios! Drugged him, and he's stunting on him with the rock knee brace. WWE, T.Y.N TV, yo soy, and the crowd's going wild. They counting him out. Look at this guy's pizzazz. He got everything a Boricua's supposed to have. Look at the gadgets on the belt, the chain, the keys. All he rocks is red, white, and blue. Yeah, it's American, but it's Boricua too.
Boom. All right, man. What's going on? What's happening, y'all, man? It's Applied Pressure, special edition of Applied Pressure T.Y.N. You know what I'm saying? I'm your host. You know what I mean? T.Y.N. We got Captain Ariel over here. You know what I mean? A couple of things that we wanted to go into tonight. Of course, we're going to talk about Charles Beasley. You know what I'm saying? Charles Barkley. He's cooning at an all-time high. We thought that it would be, good that we, discuss this, brother, real quick. Kanye West, of course, that's really pretty much the viral thing that's going on. Kanye West running for president at his presidential candidate. I don't know what the hell they call that.
Yeah,
and
presidential campaign.
Yeah, presidential campaign. And then our sisters out there twerking on the police officers as if that is going to get the police to stop killing black people.
Right.
All right? So, the first story, which one you want to go to first, sir? You want to go to Charles Beasley?
Yes.
Or wherever you want to go.
Charles Barkley would be a good one.
Charles Barkley. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Charles Barkley first. I'm going to mute myself, and then we're going to play the video real quick, and then we'll come right back, all right?
Listen, Deshaun Jackson, Steven Jackson, Nick Cannon, Ice Cube, man, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, y'all want racial equality. We all do. I don't understand how insulting another group helps our cause. And the only person called y'all on it was Kareem. We can't allow black people to be prejudiced also, especially if we're asking for white folks to respect us, give us economic opportunity, and things like that. I'm so disappointed in these men, but I don't understand how you beat hatred with more hatred. That stuff should never come up in your vocabulary, and it should never come up in your heart. I don't understand it. I'm never going to accept it. And I'm asking you guys, I'm begging you guys, man. You guys are famous. You got a platform. We got to do better, man. I want allies. I don't want to alienate anybody. And to take shots at the Jewish race, the white race, I just don't like it because it's not right. And I had to call them on it because it's really been on my heart.
All right, you got it, sir.
Yeah, if you heard about what he was saying, he was basically saying that he was basically calling out brothers that said things that were whether or not they were true or not, they were offensive to the so-called Jewish community and considered anti-Semitic and racist. What Charles Barkley doesn't understand, and what black people as a whole, time and time again through generation after generation, what we fail to understand is that being a good slave will never save you. And that's what he needs to understand. Being a better slave to your oppressor, to your slave master, will not fix your oppression. And we have always failed because we feel like that the more that we appease to our slave master, the better he treats us. But in all reality, it's the exact opposite. The more that you appease to your slave master, the more that you shuck and jive and try to find ways to be peaceful with him and never offend him and be on his side and be his ally, the more he murders you in the street like George Floyd.
That's right.
The more he puts a knee on your neck and kills you because he doesn't respect you. He looks at you somebody, you're not a worthy adversary. You're somebody that can just be killed and nobody cares. Charles Barkley, like many of our ancestors have in the past, many of our, so-called elders, many of the people, young people today, think that we'll get somewhere as a people by joining to, appeasing, never offending, allying with our slave master.
Right.
But we can only gain power by telling the truth, first and foremost, and separating from our slave master.
That's right.
Charles Barkley doesn't understand. Charles Barkley think that he going, kiss ass, and that's going to be his way of ending police brutality.
Right.
You only end police brutality if black people begin to separate from their oppressors and their slave masters.
That's right. Charles Barkley, if I may, Charles Barkley, it's disgusting. He's such a girl because for him to just be like, what's wrong with you guys? I mean, come on, guys. We want allies. When has the white man has ever been an ally to black people?
Right.
At all. When it didn't benefit him too as well. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times people will bring up about, the slave, during slavery, how white people was helping us get free. No, look, the thing is, right, you got to understand that the whole Civil War was not fought to free the slaves. The Civil War was fought because the South was getting so rich off of having free labor that it was going to stifle the economy.
Right. It was fought because they wanted to unite the North and the Union wanted to keep the South a part of the country.
Right.
Not because they cared about black people.
Exactly. Right. And so we got to stop mistaking, looking at, the other people that, might give a helping hand every now and again as allies.
Right.
That's like so ridiculous. Maybe it's because, hold on, Salakia, hold on. Maybe it's because of this.
Right. That's what got him.
Maybe it's because of this.
That's his ally right there. He allied strong with that. That's his alliance. And a lot of times with these black people, it's dark-seated, it's a dark-seated love that they have for other races of people, and that's why they fight so hard for them.
Mm-hmm.
Not because they really care about black people advancing or black people becoming better. It's just simply they have like I said, a dark-seated love for a certain race of people, or a certain race of people, so they're willing to fight for them.
Yeah, and man, you know what? It's like you can't be pro-black or you can't say anything to me. Like that's the way I look at it. I look at it like you can't say anything to me when it comes to the plight of black people if you got a white woman in your bed.
Right.
It's never going to truly. You're never going to.
Because you can't care that much about black people if you chose a white wife.
Right.
And people like to act like that's ridiculous. Like it's a ridiculous statement as far as you can't fully love black people if you have a white spouse.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just the truth. Because if you pick the person that you decide to lay down with is so important. It's such an integral part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't tell me that having a white woman or a white man as your spouse, that goes along with being a full what's the word I'm looking for? That goes along with fully supporting the black community.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be.
Right.
You can't make another race of people such a big part of your life. You can't give so much to another race of people and a person from another race and act like you fully care about your people.
Right.
It's impossible.
If I may, big shouts out to Kwanama and Hakeem J. Harris. Big shouts out to y'all. Make sure y'all share this joint too. But check this out. Can I flip that, sir? If I could. Let me flip it on the other side.
Right.
White people feel the same exact way. Because when you got a white woman who brings home a black man, you know what I'm saying, to her white family, they look at that this white woman, their family or whatever, can never truly be about white people if she brings home a black man.
Right.
And the proof of that is that when a white woman gets with a black man, her family disowns her.
Right.
You know what I mean? So she can never be fully about being Caucasian and fully about enjoying the caste system in America if you bringing home a black man and having black babies and all that kind of stuff. So it goes both ways. It gets flipped, on the other side.
And that practice is so common in America. It's so common in America, but it's only taboo when black people do it. It's so common in America for a Chinese American person who has parents that only want them to date a Chinese person. That's super common. It's so common in America for a Jewish person to have a family that only wants them to date other Jewish people. Mm-hmm. That's so common in America, but as soon as black people do it, it's racist and it's taboo and it's bigotry. Mm-hmm. When we decide to only trust in each other, only turn to each other, it's called racism.
Right.
But when any other ethnic group or any other minority does it in America, it's just tradition. Mm-hmm. It's just tradition is a part of what they do. But as soon as we do it, it's considered racism because behind closed doors and deep down inside, everybody in America knows what the black community would do if we did truly unite, and how detrimental we would be to this country if we decided to turn to each other instead of turning to white America.
Right. And I think it's just such a foreign concept, like, to a lot of black people, for us to be able to do something on our own and stand on our own, because we've been so used to being lazy and letting everybody else take the wheel. Like we've been lazy to the point where the Chinese give us everything we need in our neighborhoods. The Koreans, they give you everything you need as far as it pertains to beauty supplies and getting your nails done, and every service that is provided to the black woman as far as getting beautified or whatever. That's a word. It's been given to the other nations, and that's pretty much where it's at. You know what I mean? Those who wanted to say something?
No, you go.
And that's like where you see like the black community. It's like, we've become super lazy. We've become unbrotherly, unsisterly to each other, and because we do that, every other nation profits off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's their stance. And it's like with Charles Barkley, it's like he figures that if he can coon the heart, if anybody ever wanted to know like what is the art of cooning, that's it.
He's that statement he made is the epitome of being a coon.
Salaki, sir, if I may.
Right.
If I could. okay, he had to set the camera up.
Right.
like, okay.
He thought about it first.
Yeah.
He recorded it. He probably watched the video before he put it out.
Yeah.
And still put it out.
Right. He could have just said, you know what,
he could have just said nothing.
Right.
He could have been quiet and just disagreed in silence.
Yeah.
But he was so offended by what they did to another race of people, not to what they did to other black people.
Right.
But he was so offended by what they how they may have offended another group of people that he had to stand up. And that's the epitome of being a coon. A coon, a part of being a coon is somebody, you see somebody that's kind of being revolutionary or kind of going against the grain, and you say, oh, no, Massa wouldn't like that. Massa wouldn't like that. You better tighten up your bootstraps, boy, because Massa gonna get you. That's what that is. As somebody trying to think outside the box, go against the grain, do something that's not usually traditional, to actually evoke some type of change, and then this fool come out shucking and jiving like a slave and playing a violin, trying to get you to go back and pick cotton.
And you had said something too, and I ain't gonna dwell on it for too long, but I remember you said something that was heavy. You said, because he said that we all want equality. We want equality, and you had said something where you was like, what kind of we're fighting? The equality that we're fighting for is the kind of equality that says, okay, we want to get killed by the cops as much as everybody else is getting killed.
I want to get shot by the cops just as much as white people get shot.
But you're still getting shot.
I want to go to jail. I want to go to jail just as much as white people is going to jail.
Right. But you're still going to jail. That's the result. You're still going to jail, and you're still getting killed. So it's like, what are we fighting for? Why are you fighting to be equal to a people that you're supposed to be above?
Equality shouldn't be the goal. The goal in Black America should be separation, because before the 60s or the 50s, we had a level of separation in America, and black people flourished while being separate from white America. It's just the truth. Where we had businesses and infrastructure and hospitals and schools, Black Wall Street. We had things prior to, like I said, around the 50s and 60s, around the civil rights era.
Right.
Before then, we had a level of infrastructure in this community, and that's what any minority would do naturally in this country, because this country is so naturally racist. Naturally, you'll just turn to yourself. Right. Naturally, you'll just build your own because you're not being accepted in other areas of the country.
Right.
But through the civil rights movement and through this whole Coon philosophy, we have been taught to just push your way into white America, push your way into being included by white people when you don't have to be. We don't have to live like that. But we got such a slave mentality to where we've been fooled into thinking that we can only survive in this country if we sit next to a white person. We can only survive if we are at least accepted and recognized by white society. But we can have our own society, our own community within this country, be full citizens, pay your taxes, follow the laws, but things will be different because instead of what's his name? Charles Barkley commentating on the NBA, he'll be commentating on the Black Basketball League. Instead of him commentating on ESPN, he'll commentate on the Black Sports Network.
Right.
We had it in the past, but we lost it because we were just sold on the idea of being a good slave instead of being independent.
I think Charles Barkley, he could never come to my house for the barbecue. He's never coming to the barbecue. This cat, I wouldn't give a damn. If Charles Barkley need a ride, to the store, he's not getting a ride from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Charles Barkley is the guy who, like you said, like, he's the guy who's, the air conditioning is good in the big house. and he does not want to come out in the field and do anything with the slaves who's out in the field. And that's why he'll get on, because he has a big platform like this, he'll get on there and be the counter protest to brothers actually saying something. And then when you really think about it, what did they say that was really that bad? All they said was that black people were Jews. That's all they ever said.
It doesn't really matter what they said as long as it offends Massa. As long as it offends Massa, and this fool don't know the full context of everything he was bringing out. He's not Charles Barkley ain't reading books and looking into the art. He ain't reading the full article.
With her.
Yeah, Charles Barkley ain't reading the full article, knowing exactly what they said and what they was talking about. All he knows is that these people that are in power in America were offended. So you gotta shut your mouth.
Yeah, right. That's right. All right. Shout out to Nakar. He said you a traveling man, definitely inspirational. Shalom, Captain Yagarwap out there in Oklahoma, OKC, stand up, Thawawa. You know what I mean? Down there in Memphis, Tennessee, and Nashville, Cashville, Tennessee is in the building. All right. No. All right. So you want to go to the next one?
Yes,
all right. So look, the next story, right? The next story we got real quick is the women twerking. Now this was in Philadelphia, right? Am I correct, sir?
This story it went viral in Philly, I think, before it went viral everywhere else.
All right. So so this is now I put a video out on Applied Pressure T.Y.N network. If y'all could go to the
YouTube,
go to the YouTube channel, man. Like, subscribe, man. Goddamn, what I got to do to get y'all to put a thumbs up? It ain't gonna do nothing anyway. But just put it in your like folder. I mean, what the hell? I mean, it's like cats don't even want to push the like button, man. It's free. Hit the like button, man, for your boy, man. All right, so check this out. I put a video out about the girl who was twerking with the Black Lives Matter T-shirt on. She was twerking in front of the line of cop cars that was out there. Yeah. She was shaking her behind, and this is my thinking behind it. Okay, so when a girl is bending over and twerking in front of a cop, is that like to say, okay, I'm flapping my butt cheeks in your face to say that I don't care about you?
Okay, I don't know. Okay, that particular video you talking about, I don't know the exact motive behind it. I would say that person is a bit of a sexual deviant, and just applies sex to a lot of things in their life. Mm-hmm. So when it comes time to protest, if they want to disrespect the cop or make the cop feel uncomfortable or stand up against the cop, they shake their behind. Just because they shake their behind,
Yeah.
When it's raining or when it's sunny.
Where the niggas at, Slogging? Where's the niggas at? Where's the niggas at that say that a brother that could say, hey, yo, sis, man, yo, you bugging, sis, don't do that.
The problem is that men that are really serious about defending anything don't show up to protest. And as the people that show up to protest are people who whine and complain on Twitter, but they're not the people that are going to defend anybody or instill any type of values into you.
Right.
And that's what we need to realize. The people that are at these protests are the people that whine and complain on Twitter because they didn't build a bathroom for the transgender people.
Right.
Those type of people, the people that whine and complain because they didn't put enough black people on the Grammys. Right. A bunch of foolish, trivial garbage that people be mad about. Right. Those are the people that are showing the not people that are actually strong.
Right.
People that actually have a little bit of the strength. They buy guns.
Right.
They
buy guns.
They buy guns. They teach their kids.
Right.
They read a book.
Right.
They join the ISUBK.
Yeah.
They do certain things that actually will change things, but they don't go out. People that actually have even if you're outside the school, even if you're outside the ISUBK, you don't show up to a protest if you actually are about strengthening the community. You don't.
Right.
People that show the protest are the people that just want to feel good about themselves for a day.
We got Indie Israelites. What hood is this? We got the Indie Israelites in the building. Indianapolis, stand up. Naptown, baby. All right, check it out, right?
You'll play the video.
We'll play the video right now.
He said, "What hood is this?"
All right, here we go. All right, it's like it. Here we go.
Let's go. He the coolest cop in the city right now, man. He the coolest cop in motherfucking Southwest. All that ass right. He don't stay right there. Take all that shit. Come on. Yeah. Let the money go. Let it go. Yes, sir. Let's go. He the coolest cop in the city right now, man. He the coolest cop in motherfucking
right. Okay. All right.
They got the point.
Okay. So, if I may,
Right.
that white man is
Right.
the safest one there.
He
right?
definitely is.
He's definitely the safest one there because
they ain't twerking on none of them
Right.
brothers that's out there.
right. What about all the brothers? Now, the spot do look a little lit.
It definitely was. Like,
It looks lit.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That weekend, this was in Philly. That weekend we was in Atlantic City,
Right.
and I kind of wish we was. And I kind of wish that weekend we did not go to Atlantic City. I kind of feel like I wish I had just stayed in Philly and went to where that was happening.
Oh man, yeah.
It was turned up. That kind of gets you with the point I'm gonna bring out too. It was turned up.
It was turned up. Hey, okay. Now, the if I may,
Yeah, good.
The girl that's twerking on the cops.
It was like two of them.
Come on now, sis. You got to sit down.
Right.
You got the club for that. You got all types of different situations where you can shake your behind,
yeah.
right? For one, you can shake it on a brother. You know what I'm saying? But for two, it's like you don't do that type of stuff to the oppressor because when you do that kind of stuff, it doesn't prove to the oppressor that your lives matter. It actually does the exact opposite because what that white man is actually thinking while he's sitting there behind his face mask trying to hide from the COVID because he feels that everybody out here got the COVID-19. And the reason I'm here is because you people basically can't handle yourselves and you don't have any self-control to quarantine. Right.
Supervision.
Right, to quarantine yourselves and have any type of, you need supervision. So because of that, I'm here and I have to subject myself to the dangers of possibly catching COVID-19 because you can't sit home and you can't, quarantine yourself and chill out. So while I'm here, and these women are dancing on him, he's looking at her like, these people are animals.
Right. They love to have fun and just shake their behind and be hypersexual and just nasty. So
he's looking at it. So they think that
like you said, like you're trying to say, it doesn't tell him not to kill you and not to shoot you.
Right, but if I could, you see the DJ, you hear the DJ. He said, "This is the coolest cop in Philly,
Southwest,
in Southwest." Really?
Yeah.
Really, nigga?
Okay, I think I think in the minds of the people that are there, the women that's twerking and the people that's videotaping, the friends of the women that's twerking that know them and they can tell them to just stop. I think in their minds it's simply fun. It's simply fun, and it's simply it's fun and it's exciting to see you twerk on this cop. So I'm gonna twerk on this cop, or I'm gonna videotape you twerking on this cop. I think that on a base level, that's all it is. People like us, we see it and we think more about it than on face value. But those people out there, they're simple minded. They don't understand much about anything, so they just go out and have fun. And it might be fun to do that. It might be entertaining to see that, to see a cop in that type of situation. But black people Black people need a true shift in culture, and a true shift in culture and how they treat situations. And if a cop is if you're having a block party during the COVID-19, you're having a block party because all the clubs is closed, you can't go nowhere, so you're gonna get together and you're gonna have a giant block party in Philadelphia. How about you just not talk to the cops at all? How about you that you see the cops out here right after this whole George Floyd Black Lives Matter craziness, just ignore the cop and don't be nowhere around them, and maybe ignore your fun and your jubilation for 2 seconds and just ignore the cops out there. I'm sure he wasn't the only cop there. Just ignore it and just go about your business and twerk elsewhere. At least twerk elsewhere. Black people, like I was saying, need a true shift in culture and how we treat situations. In that situation, you should have just ignored the cop instead of taking the opportunity to just have fun. Because stuff like that, it cheapens your protest. Because I bet you a lot of them fools that was out there was at them protests that they had in Philly for like 2-3 weeks. I'm sure a lot of them fools was out there sitting right on that block, And I'm sure a lot of people hashtagged and tweeted and was sad about George Floyd. But as soon as it's time to have fun, I'm twerking on the cop because they want to have fun. They want to embarrass the cop. They want to have fun with the cop to get over the the stigma of black people being violent, whatever the thing is.
Right.
But you need to put a line in the sand and say, okay, I know you're a cop. I know what you might get into. I know who you might hurt, who you might lock up, who you might kill tonight. So I'm gonna just leave you alone. I'm enjoying my block party by myself.
Right. And in the Israelites said, "How long ye simple ones will ye love simplicity?"
Yeah, that's all it is. Like that's a perfect precept. Most on Christ of Kevin Kapash. That's a perfect precept. That these people are just stupid. And that's the bottom. They just dumb. They want to have fun. They want to twerk. There's a cop there. I'm gonna go fuck with the cop because that's fun.
Right.
Instead of, but when you ignore the cop, don't say nothing to the cop. Let him do his job and let him get the hell up out of here. That's you're drawing a line to saying, and the cop respects you more. The cop respects you as somebody that's serious. The cop at least respects you as a worthy adversary, not somebody that just wants to have fun and twerk.
Right.
That was a perfect precept.
That's right. And he said, this is the trend. And the Israelites said, this is a trend. They had a sister twerking half naked in the streets in front of a line of cops.
That's what we was talking about
right.
earlier.
We were just talking about that.
We
were just talking about that. You know what I mean? She was out there, patting her vagina like she was in a goddamn strip club. Had her legs wide open, and no brother stood up to say, "Hey, man, sis, this ain't the place for that, sis. You gotta get up out of here with that." You know what I mean? We serious out here. We, like you always say, we serious about saving our lives, and this is not the time for you to be bending over and shaking your behind in front of the police. Don't you know that the same ground that you were dancing and twerking on will be the same ground that the cop will have you, with his foot on your damn neck, you know what I mean, and suffocate you to death. But I think, like you said, it just goes back to where we like to have fun, like children.
Yeah, it's just that, and it just, like I said, it's really a cultural shift. It's just having certain rules, we can have fun, we can have a block party. Like I said, I wouldn't go to the block party, but it's just you got to have a certain cultural shift and certain norms in the community to where we say when cops come around, even if it's at a party, we're not gonna do nothing like that. And if I see somebody doing like that, it should be shunned. Like nobody should be pulling out their camera, videotaping it. Their friends that see them doing it should stop them. It shouldn't be like that was cool. It should be like you dancing with the enemy. You playing games with the enemy. You playing games with somebody that could kill you right now and get away with it. You playing games with somebody that could blow your head off right now and won't go to jail. He'll be scot-free.
Right, and you so right, because the way you just said that is just like it makes you understand that they like our people don't really understand the seriousness of what we're actually dealing with.
They don't understand the serious. They don't understand what it really takes to fix the issues. They don't understand the like I said, I'm gonna keep saying the cultural change that it takes to fix the community. It's not as simple as loving everybody like Charles Barkley want to do. It's not as simple as just. It takes a lot.
Yeah,
it takes a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right, so boom.
And people that aren't willing to make that change, they'll just die. They'll just fall, and they'll just at least live the regular life they've been living. But those that are willing to change, those that are willing to separate, they'll find change in their life, their personal life at least.
If I may, I had seen on the news that another civil rights leader had died.
Yeah, he was a congressman too.
A congressman, okay.
So talking about keep talking.
Okay, so if I may, so I was watching it on the news, right? And they said another congressman died, and then in my mind, I mean, when I was in the world, it was kind of like I looked at it I look at it differently now. When I looked at it now,
how did you look at it when you was in the world?
When I looked at it in the world, I was like, oh man, one of our leaders is dead, right? Yeah. One of our leaders died. But now I look at it, when I heard that story, when they said that another civil rights leader died.
Elijah Cummings.
When they said that he died.
No, so that's the wrong guy.
Oh. Who's one of them? I don't know. But what I would say is this. The way that I look at it now is like, they got to die. Like these civil rights leaders, they have to die. Because their thinking is the old way of getting free. and it's not even getting free. Their thinking is that old stuff from back in the Martin Luther King days of how to
John Lewis.
That's
who died.
To free black people.
Elijah Cohen, somebody else.
I keep saying that, Salaki. I don't mean to say that. Not freeing black people, but their idealism of the way that they try to be able to coexist with white people is by cowering to white people.
Them dying is irrelevant, and he didn't die like a particularly terrible death. He was like 80 and he got cancer, so it is what it is. But him just dying in the grand scheme of things, it's he didn't die a death that everybody can say that he died he died for his sins. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say. But so that's really kind of irrelevant. But what is relevant is that this man that worked his whole life in the civil rights movement, marched with Martin Luther King, boycotted and did big headways supposedly for the black community. This man that's in his old age, that lived through the civil rights movement, was a pioneer in that movement. Was a congressman in American House of Representatives, did a lot supposedly for the black community, and even after he did so much, we're still right here, still screaming Black Lives Matter. A man like that died trying to save black people, died while black people were still being oppressed.
Right.
When he made his whole life about fixing the oppression, and he died. And we still screaming Black Lives Matter as he's dying. As that man is dying,
right?
As he has cancer, this man that's 80 years old and fought his whole life to gain civil rights, to get equality for black people. As he's dying, we're on Twitter talking about Black Lives Matter. We're on the streets marching and protesting like he did in the 60s.
Right. So nothing.
Arguing about Black Lives Matter. It should really him dying, and him that man dedicating his whole life to the civil rights movement and to Black Lives Mattering should show you that whatever he believed in didn't matter. Whatever he believed in wasn't working. It didn't work because I'm still fighting his fight.
Right.
That cat, I'm still he didn't fix. I'm still mad about the same shit he was mad about.
Right.
He was mad about cops killing black people. I'm mad about it right now. He's 80. I'm just 21. We still arguing about the same. We still fighting the same fight.
That's the thing.
So obviously his tactics, whether he died or not, obviously his tactics didn't work. Even though he lived the whole life fighting, the same fight I'm fighting right now. Obviously his tactics, the thing that he believed in, didn't work, and that's the lesson that we should learn. We shouldn't have another generation where we see somebody die and we still screaming Black Lives Matter. We shouldn't. 60 years from now, it shouldn't be some other congressman that's dying that was a leader in the Black Lives Matter movement. And he died, and we still screaming Black Lives Matter.
And that's the thing.
We should just learn. We should learn from his death, and look. We should just reflect on his death and see that we're still fighting the same fight. So obviously, whatever he believed in didn't work. Wasn't applicable to what we're going on right now.
Right.
Because he's dead, and we still fighting the same fight.
That's the thing. I think a lot of those old civil rights dudes, their way of presenting, you know what I mean, the issues to white people is like a coward's way of doing it. Right. You know what I mean? It's like the ISUPK is the way to do it. You know what I mean? To, like you said, separation, to not be so, not to be given to money. You know what I mean? I was listening to something today, and it was who was it? Some no-name cat was talking about the Israelites was basically stopping Nick Cannon from getting a bag,
right?
Because he said what he said on mainstream media,
right?
So it was kind of long as we'll not have what's that word I'm looking for? Integrity. But long as we won't have integrity, the leadership will always be bought.
Right.
And we will never ever get forward with anything that would affect any real change because our leadership is empty suits.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why nothing ever changes.
The tactics of the civil rights movement and this Black Lives Matter movement it works for what's the cat I was talking about? John Lewis. It works for John Lewis. John Lewis can take that Christian mind state, that pacifist mind state, and he can become a congressman. He can be somebody that they cry for, and they cry for when he died, and that he live a successful life in Washington D.C. It works for him, but he's just one guy. He's not all of the black community. He's not Philadelphia. He's not Harlem. He's not Detroit. He's not Wilmington, Delaware. He's not Compton. He's just one guy that was able to hold on to that whole Christian mind state, that civil rights mind state, that pacifist mind state, and he was able to grow from it. But that mind state is not going to help the entire community. It's going to help a few fools, be appeasing enough to white society to get a certain level of power. Mm-hmm. But it's not going to help me. It's not going to help me. It's not going to help you and me.
Right.
The average everyday person, that is not going to help the everyday person. It's going to help the people that's smart enough, intelligent enough, and able to not only be intelligent but gain that be pacifist, be appeasing to white America, to be palatable to a white person.
Yes.
It's going to help you. It's going to help them.
Right.
But it's not going to help the average day black person.
God damn, man, the civil rights movement, man, that was
trash.
Whack. Yeah, it was
garbage.
whack.
It's the biggest fail.
It was good.
The biggest fail. It's garbage.
Look, why would you go, if I could, why would you go to a restaurant and try to go and get served in a restaurant that don't want you there?
And they try to make the movement bigger than that. That's all it was. They try to make it bigger than that. It simply was you wanted to go to the white restaurant.
Right.
It's as simple as you wanted to sit on the white toilet, or you wanted to sit on the same toilet as the white person. It's as simple as that, but they try to make it some bigger thing about society and systematic racism, and we still dying. We still going to jail the most. We still the poorest. But now I just get to sit down at a restaurant with some white people every now and then.
Hey, you know what?
We still messed up as a people. But now, like I said, I get to go to the movie and sit next to a white person. but that's all it was about. It was just about me. It was about me being able to support white establishments. That was the biggest thing. That was the biggest thing that had changed.
Yeah.
I was able to go support white establishments, and I didn't have to just only go to a black establishment.
Right. It's like,
that was the biggest thing that changed.
We thought that their toilets were better because it's like, I know it's some cats today that probably go into the bathrooms in a white restaurant and probably sit right on the toilet. Right. Like, don't put no toilet paper on that. They sit right on that joint, because they just got to get the full experience of being a so-called white man.
Experience.
Tazarpa said, Black Lives Matter when it's a hashtag, but it don't matter at the abortion clinic. Facts. That's right. She's so right with that.
The Black Lives Matter movement is.
Oh, you want to?
No, the Black Lives Matter movement. To piggyback on what she was saying, the Black Lives Matter movement is really just an arm of the Democratic Party. It's just a tool that they use to win elections and gain support from the black community and America in general. That's all it is. Because you ain't gonna tell me that all these protests and whatnot, and the Black Lives Matter right now is not helping the Democrats win the next presidential election. You're not telling me that that's not going to help them. That helps them win, galvanizing these people to go out and vote, galvanizing people against racism, against bigotry. It helps them. Mm-hmm. That's all. To me, that's all the Black Lives Matter movement really is. Mm-hmm. It's just, like I said, an arm of the Democratic Party.
Right.
Nothing they're gonna do is gonna help black people. So that's the bottom line. Nothing, whatever you believe in, nothing they doing is gonna help black people in the long run. In the long, when we think back on it 20 years from now, 40 years from now, nothing of what they did is gonna help black people.
Right, because the Black Lives Matter, they want niggas in high heel pumps.
Right.
They want you in a halter top on the front line talking, trying to get a bathroom, like what you said, like trying to get bathroom, like that. That's the whole Black Lives Matter movement, and a lot of brothers is waking up to that too. Because when you look at the 13 principles of the Black Lives Matter movement, when you look at the 13 principles of what their organization is trying to accomplish through all of this, one of them is, I could tell you a bunch of them, but a few of them. One of them is about trans affirming. working, you know what I mean, for the putting trans people in leadership roles, to break down the nuclear family of, you know, having a father and a mother in a home. That none of their principles is specifically targeted to uplifting the black man and putting the black man back into the household. And none of their principles is about that. It's all about rights for trans people, right. You know, trans men, trans women, you know, and gay rights. Look, you don't got to take my, you know, what I say. Just go to blacklivesmatter.com and you'll see for yourself. Just go on the website.
I'm gonna say something. We probably ended on this. This is what Captain Garwap said. He said, I posted on Facebook that John Lewis spoke at the 1963 March on Washington and said, "We are tired of the police beating on us." Now, 57 years later, we're still marching saying we are tired of the police killing us. That was my whole point. My whole point is that the same fight that brother who died was fighting in 57 years ago, we still arguing about right now. Mm-hmm. So obviously, his tactics or whatever he did or his outlook on the situation wasn't working. So maybe we should do something else that we haven't tried before.
But you said it too. I'll bring it up again. We're trying to fight for equality, like to be, because we just want to be killed as much as everybody else is getting killed by the police. You know, we don't want to get killed any more than any other people that's getting killed. But we are gonna get killed.
Cops kill some white people too. Look at the numbers. They kill some white people.
Right.
They kill some white people. It's not, the numbers is they as far as the if you compare it to the population, it's a lot more black people. But they kill some white people. They put some white people away.
Right, but
so it's not like they like killing in general. Was my point.
Right, but remember when a cop kills a white dude, it's like he got to go way overboard. Like he got to damn near try to run the cop over with the car. He got to come around with a bow and arrow or something. Like, you know what I mean?
Shoot at him.
Yeah, he got to shoot at him. It got to be something like this. Just amazing. I got some more comments. I got Tazar Paul. She said civil rights movement, niggas wanting to sleep with white women. Yes. That's true. A lot of black men love those rosy cheeks. T.Y.N said that the civil rights mindset is going to have Black Lives Matter leaders' children die screaming Black Lives Matter.
Facts.
Right. And Maccabi said, I remember that, sir. Heavy point. And shout out to Selena Mendoza. She's in the building too. All right. So, all right. We're going to go into Kanye West. Now, Kanye West. All right, I'm going to play the video real quick, and then we're going to come right back. All right, here we go.
My mom saved my life. My dad wanted to abort me. My mom saved my life. There would have been no Kanye West because my dad was too busy. So that's a Stephen move. When Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all, we leaving right now.
In the worst way, you know I got what you need.
All right.
We back at it?
Yeah, we back at it.
All right.
So, okay, if I could.
You're good.
Kanye West. Now, what can I say about Kanye West? This is what I got to say. Black people got to stop calling him a goddamn genius. Stop saying that. That just really gets on my damn nerves. He's a genius. See, he's just such a genius. See, Kanye West is such a genius. Man, look, Kanye West can make beats. He can make beats. He can make a good beat. He can get behind a beat machine, and he understands how to, be on beat. He understands how to get on a motif. He understands how to get on a chord piano, and he understands how to put a beat,
a track list.
Right. He knows how to do auto tune, all that good stuff. We got to stop like, damn, that's how much we've digressed as a people to basically put a person on the high status,
right.
like that this person is like a god because he can make a beat.
Right.
But really, at the end of the day, you know, Kanye West has mental issues. Of course, he has mental issues, and you can clearly see that he's around a bunch of yes men because nobody would, you know, says anything to him. And remember, you could tell that nobody's ever said anything to him because remember when he was on TMZ and the black dude stood up, it was like, yo, you trying to say that slavery was a choice and all that kind of stuff, and that dude like crushed him on TMZ. Yeah, like because
he never, people don't argue with him.
Right, because he's so used to just saying what he want to say, and everybody saying, yeah, see, he's a genius. See, he's a genius. So he doesn't have any filter because he's just out there, which trying to have a presidential debate, presidential campaign, which I believe is very narcissistic. Because is there really any chance of him being the president?
No.
Like, look at the way it looks. He got a vest on. Like he got a vest on
that says security.
Yeah, he got a tactical vest on.
You ain't security,
right? That says security on it, and somehow this is supposed to be taken seriously.
This the next president. Huh?
That he's about to be the president. Then he got like some dudes in the background. I guess they're supposed to be like Secret Service.
I don't know who the fuck they is.
The Secret Service.
Some random niggas in the back.
Right. This is the goddamn shit show.
I don't think he even had a mic. Like,
right,
because the audio was straightly from the phone. Like it wasn't even no speakers to hear the audio.
This is a brouhaha. Yeah, this is what this is. This is not serious at all, and I believe that this is very, very narcissistic of him to
think that he's capable of doing it. For him to think that he's capable of doing it is like he just, like you said, a narcissist. He thinks so high of himself when you have no credentials, no intelligence to do this.
That's right. Like it, sir. This is ridiculous. It's like it's entertainment.
They put a fool up there that's bipolar, crazy out of his mind, can't talk for 2 seconds without busting out crying, can't focus on one topic. You listen to him talk on any interview, he can't focus on one topic for more than 5 minutes. He can't just zone in on one subject. He can't. He just all over the place, crazy out of his mind.
Right.
But somebody helping him do a presidential campaign.
So it's like, okay, you get up there and the first thing you say is something about Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
Like she's off limits, man. You bugging.
You gotta give Harriet her props, man.
Right.
It's Harriet.
You gotta give Harriet some props, man.
How you come at Harriet?
Yeah, Harriet Tubman. Oh man, you bugging, man. That's why the homegirl said, "Look, we out of here."
He said, "Yeah, we get out of here."
God damn.
But if I could, there's my whole stance on it.
You got it, sir.
Kanye West. There's my whole thing about Kanye West. Stop, like you bring it out again, but don't give your allegiance to people because they have certain talents. Just because somebody can rap or sing or bounce a basketball or act or do all these different things that you are entertained by doesn't mean they can lead you or fix your problems. And we have been fooled into thinking that people who have entertainment talent can fix your issues and fix America or fix the black community. It's impossible. I don't know how many people showed up, but it seemed like at least 100 people or something like that, 200 people. It's probably different with this whole COVID thing. Probably more people would have showed up any other time. But the fact that many people even showed up to that event, it shows that how much fools Americans are. Mm-hmm. To think that some fool that makes beats and makes songs and that got a woman that got a sex tape that everybody on our planet saw, thinks that this fool is going to fix America. Mm-hmm. He's going to defeat Donald Trump and defeat Joe Biden and bring something better to America. Stop giving entertainers so much power. And in America, we love entertainment so much that we worship entertainers and that we give our lives to them. Mm-hmm. When you shouldn't give your lives to an entertainer. Somebody who puts their faith in a politician, I can understand that a little more, even though it's foolishness also in this system. But I understand it. Somebody who puts their faith in a a politician, you know, the police, people that have dedicated the mayor, people that have dedicated their lives to being leaders. I understand it. In this system, it won't work, but I understand it. But you putting your faith in Kanye West, you putting your faith in a fool that's bipolar. Yeah, he make beats that's nice. You like his album, but he's a fool and a retard.
Right.
Yeah, you just can't put your faith in entertainers. You can't trust in entertainers. It's really just that simple.
Right. Yeah. So what have we learned tonight? What we learned is that Charles Barkley
is a coon.
If you look up Coon in the dictionary, you're gonna see Charles Barkley's face. Right. We understand now that twerking in front of the police cars, twerking on the police cars, sis, is not going to get the police to stop killing you. It's not going to bring Breonna Taylor back. It's not going to bring Sandra Bland back. And it has nothing to do with showing any awareness to any of the sisters that has been senselessly murdered by the police officers. So twerking will not stop. Twerking will not, it won't stop, but twerking, twerking won't stop police brutality.
Yes.
All right? Kanye West, he can make beats. All right? He good at that. He good at making beats. And so let's not, prop those type of people up. People that are entertainers, because we see that doesn't work. And you wanted to say something else, sir?
That's you were breaking it down all the way correct and right.
Yeah, so this is Applied Pressure T.Y.N, man, network. Man, make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. Hit up the channel, man. It's on YouTube right now. Thumb this joint up, man. Make sure you share it into your groups. It's free. It don't even cost you nothing, man. That's all you got to do is just go to groups and then do that and then share it to the group. You know what I mean? And get it on, man. And so we're gonna come on every week. And, we're going to come on with different topics. And, hopefully, man, y'all brothers tune in. Y'all sisters tune in. You know what I mean? Because y'all the real winners. All right? With that being said, man, we're going to get up out of here. I'm going to take y'all out with, let me see. Here we go. I'm going to take y'all out with this.
Where you from? Delaware? No disrespect to Delaware, but nigga, you from Delaware. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm from L.A., nigga.
This happened just like that. The parade was canceled this year. No 16 Fest, nutcrackers, salsa skirts, or boas on shoulders. No body-on-body crimes on the rise. He's going straight for the Keith Hernandez lustache. All Boricuas love their mustache. And he's been nurturing it with all that new shit on IG. Argan oil from Morocco. You ain't gonna play me. So he gets a little bit of separation and bonsai! That Tito Trinidad Coto 14 Loco Super Boricua bonsai! Adios! Drugged him. And he's stunting on him with the rock knee brace. WWE, T.Y.N TV. Yo, soy. And the crowd's going wild. They counting him out. Look at this guy's pizzazz. He got everything a Boricua's supposed to have. Look at the gadgets on the belt. The chain. The keys. All he rocks is red, white, and blue. Yeah, it's American, but it's Boricua too.